guys, this is Paul in Tochigi, Japan, and today's video I want to tell you 4 reasons why you should move to Japan at middle age, at 40 years old, and start all over again. So I did it 5 years ago and I don't regret it, and here goes. These 4 reasons, no particular reason is more important than any other reason, but these are just 4 reasons that I had for moving, and here goes. So one of the reasons we moved back was to raise our daughter here. And a little bit about myself. I was born and raised in Alabama and moved to Japan from age 25 to 30. And during that time, I married a Japanese national. So my wife is Japanese, and we moved to Hawaii from age 30 to 40. And even before our daughter was born, before we had children, we had talked about if we ever had children, we would want to raise them in Japan, just so they could be accepted in Japanese society as a Japanese person. What I mean by that is Japanese is less forgiving of a foreign language than English. And basically, if you move to the States as an adult, learn English, even if you only speak broken English, if you work hard, you can still become a lawyer, doctor, have a professional career in society. But on the other hand, if you move to Japan in your 20s, even if you get really good at Japanese and can read and write Japanese, if you speak a little bit broken Japanese, even if you speak nearly perfect Japanese, it's still going to be very difficult to be accepted as a Japanese person, just because of the relationships. The dynamics of relationships are so much different. So we knew that for our daughter to learn not only the language and cultural part, but learn about human relationships here in Japan, she needs to go through public school to do that. So that's why we moved back when she was 4, and she's in elementary school now, and hopefully we'll stay here at least through junior high school. Maybe she'll go to the States, I don't know. But we're happy where we are right now, and that's one of the reasons, so we could raise our daughter to be a Japanese person, to be accepted in society as a Japanese adult in the future. And another reason we came back to Japan is because it's so much more affordable than the States. Everyone has this image of Japan being super expensive. And of course, Tokyo is expensive, just like San Francisco and New York, and even where we lived in Hawaii, where we used to pay about $2,000 a month for a 400 square foot studio apartment. And for a family of 3, there was three of us. And with a growing daughter, we knew our only option for a future was to spend $3,000 or $4,000 a month to rent a bigger apartment, or hopefully get a loan to buy a small house for $800,000 to $1 million. So the other option here in Japan, where we live now, we rent a house. It's a fairly decent sized house. It's 3 bedrooms, and we just pay a few $100s a month. And we're only about an hour and a half from Tokyo. And here in Ashikaga, Tochigi, Japan, this is a city of about 130,000 people. So it has everything we need: hospitals, clinics, dentists, supermarkets, shopping centers, restaurants, everything you need, preschools. Preschools are much more affordable here in Japan than they are in the States. And for people that have multiple children, like usually second child, third child is half price. So that makes it better, for raising a family in Japan. And then the biggie is healthcare. So healthcare here in Japan it's social medicine here. So everyone has access to it, and it's super affordable, and you don't get these strange bills 2 months after you went to the hospital. So like the US, it's private medicine, so it depends on what kind of insurance your employer offers, or what you can find online, or if you can even get health care. If you have pre-existing conditions, some people can't even get health care in the US. And if you can, people can't afford it. And if you can afford the insurance, you can't afford to go to the doctor because you're worried about how much you're going to be billed later on after you see the doctor. So here in Japan, everything is super cheap. Health care, you'll just spend maybe a couple of hundred at the max a month. Medicine is just $10 or $20 to get whatever medicine you need. If it's prescription for a month or 2 months, you probably pay around $10. So that makes it way more affordable. And also for children, Japan is trying to get people to have more children, so they're offering these incentives. So healthcare for children is free in many parts of Japan. I think it depends on prefecture, but here in Tochigi Prefecture, healthcare is free for children until they're 18 years old. So that's 18 years of not paying anything for healthcare. And even prescription medicine is free for children. Vaccinations are free. So basically any kind of healthcare is free for children. So that's a big incentive to come here. And number 3, the third reason why you should come to Japan is for safety. Japan has crime as well. It's not super duper like crime free. Some of you may have just seen a few days ago, last week, Halloween, the Japanese Joker on the train in Tokyo stabbed a couple of people and started a fire on the train. But those are really rare cases. There are murders here just like any country, but there aren't gun problems in every little nook and cranny of the country. Just for personal property, you don't have to worry about things getting stolen here. You could be in Tokyo and leave your wallet on the table and probably go back an hour later and it's still there. So it's super safe. I remember one of the first, when we first moved back here 5 years ago, we went to one of the summer festivals, and just out of habit, I had my little bag across my chest, and I kept an eye on it, and I was kind of looking around at people to see if anyone was like looking at my bag. And of course here in Japan, no one is looking at someone's bag to think they're going to steal it. So it was just things like that, where in the US you're always watching yourself, watching others to make sure there aren't strange people, somebody that's going to do something. So here in Japan it's super safe. And also for raising children here, you don't have to worry about drugs and violence in schools. Of course, you probably hear about bullying here in schools, but I don't think it's a super big issue. It's one of the few problems. It's better than dealing with teenage pregnancy and drugs in schools and kids fighting and those kind of things. So overall, the safety here in Japan, it's just a complete different society than being an American society. And one of the last major reasons we moved back, the fourth reason we moved back, is just for logistics. So I'm from Alabama. Most of my family is in the southeast in the US. And my wife's family is here in Japan. And so when we were in Hawaii, we were like we're right between each other's hometowns, 8 or 10 hour flight from each other's hometowns. But there was always this, like, I don't want to use my paid vacation to come back to Japan to see her family because I want to save it for Christmas. She doesn't want to use her paid vacation to come see my family. So pretty much every vacation you're just going to see family. So you don't really get like a full-on vacation of somewhere that you want to go explore and see, which is why my wife and I love traveling and seeing the world. But when you're using every single vacation just to go see family back and forth and taking turns, it's better just to be based in one of our hometowns. So we're actually here in Tochigi, where my wife is from, and her mother actually moved in with us, so we don't have to spend vacation time to go see her family. So whatever vacations, my daughter and I, or my wife as well, we can go see my family in the States. Being self-employed now, I'm able to take other time to go travel, and right now we're right in the middle of Corona, so it's kind of hard to travel. So we haven't been able to leave Japan in about 2 years, but traveling in Japan is fun and safe, but overall, logistically, it was better for us to live in Japan. And my mother was actually worried. She was like, "Oh, if you guys move from Hawaii back to Japan, you're not going to be able to come see us as much." But we can actually go see her more often because we don't have to spend vacations from Hawaii coming back to Japan, since we're already in Japan. So those kind of logistics made it a better option for us to move back. Hey guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope it helps you make some decisions if whether or not you want to move to Japan, or gives you some reasons why you should move to Japan. But there are also lots of other reasons than just these 4 that I gave you. I have a couple of close friends here in Ashikaga from Syria. that are here with their families, and they don't even have the option to go back to their home country because of what the war has done to the economy there. And the largest foreign population here in Ashikaga are Sri Lankans, most of which are Muslim, and a lot of them are fleeing religious persecution in Sri Lanka. So unfortunately that people have those kind of reasons for moving to Japan, but overall it's safe, it's affordable, and you can raise your family and definitely be happy here in Japan. So I hope this helps you, and if you have any questions, put them in the comments below, and I'd love to hear from you guys. So stay tuned for another video, and see you guys next time.